So minus the poles being attached, this robot is finished, and I must say I'm fairly happy with it. I mean, he's a bit of a knuckle dragger, as you can see, but that means he'll have more reach. And thus begins our, what's the word I'm looking for? Dismantling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and use these for feet, possibly. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the top off first. I've managed to take this out. I'll keep the this hard plastic bit, and I'll get rid of this soft bit here. May be useful for something, I'm not sure what, and I'll keep most everything else. So let's go. On the side of that car, and to undo all these clips at once to pull that out that way, I just can't do it. So I've tried levering it with screwdrivers and stuff. So all I'm doing is nipping off these two clips here with a craft knife, and then the whole lot pulls out real easy, and that's what you've got here. So I don't know if these are doing these would be good for an eye or a arm section or something. You could join, I don't know, two of them together for a leg, maybe. It's long enough for a leg, we'll see. Well, that worked out easier than I thought, and I haven't sliced my fingers, which is good. Here, there you go. These are kind of interesting. I wonder if I could use those as arm sections. They look kind of funny. But yeah, these wheels are quite sturdy enough for stupid robot fighting, I expect. But I was looking at these things here. They kind of look like feet. You could cut them around there, and then that's real hard plastic. It doesn't look like I'm going to have to do much cutting, because I should be able to just drop these screws out, and hopefully this whole steering wheel section under there will just drop out, and then I can use that for the chest and shoulders. But yeah, that's where I'm up to. Right on. Okay, as these parts interlock into each other, which will be very difficult with two hands, as a lot of YouTubers find, if you put this part actually slots into here, and the holes eventually line up, although you can't see it here. Where are we? Let's twist that around a little bit. Anyhow, the holes line up when I've got two hands, and that will make a good leg section. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to tie that together with some wire. We'll see how that goes. Well, that worked out fairly easily, and you know how Stupid Robot Fighting League is supposed to be low tech. Well, funnily enough, the batteries are still good in this, and you've still got all the functionality of these bits. This is gonna actually add quite a bit of weight to the robot, so I'm thinking that we'll have to go minimalistic on everything else. I'm thinking that we'll have to take the mirrors off, even though that's kind of funny. Yeah, anyway. What we've got now is the mirrors removed, and I'm just going to drill down into the stumps there, and that's where we can mount the arms. So we'll have to give them longer arms, just so its reach isn't hindered by having no shoulders. So as you can see, having a template is kind of useful, because it gives you a idea of scale. Because if you make your robot too tall, you basically can't use it in there. So I'm finding what I'm going to have to do is, so it's a leg there. I'm going to have to bypass a neck and just go from head to chest. I'm going to use the springs as arms. Those blocks I'm going to stitch together with wire. I think I've got another 3 blocks. I can use 2 in that one, and then I need something for a leg there. I'm fine, thanks Sam, at the moment. But what I'm going to do for a head is, because I've got 2 eyes there, I'm going to sort of cut that down there and there, and maybe across the top, and build a head out of that. Maybe bolster it at the back with that, maybe stitch it together with some wire as well. Other than that, that's where I'm up to. So I've chopped the front off, cut the middle section out, and now I'm going to drill down the center and sew his face together. Choice. See, as you can see there, I've sewed the 2 sides of the head together while my son's breaking my tools, and yeah, that worked out alright. Pretty happy with that. It's fairly sturdy, you know, it holds together as much as I'll need it to. We'll put one, in fact I'll probably just use the existing hole there to attach his the rest of his body, and I should have enough to there to attach the
hello God, hello.
Yeah, thanks Sam, can you be quiet please? To attach the shoulders and neck section, so we'll put that on there. Excuse me Sam. So it's probably starting to make a little more sense now, even though Sam's rearranged everything. But yeah, we're getting there. We're almost at the stage where we can start wiring stuff up. This here is going to be a challenge, but we'll get over it. Okay, excuse me. Okay, as these parts interlock into each other, which will be very difficult with 2 hands, as a lot of YouTubers find, if you put this part actually slots into here, and the holes eventually line up, although you can't see it here. Where are we? Let's twist that around a little bit. Anyhow, the holes line up when I've got 2 hands, and that will make a good leg section, so I'm going to go with that. I'm going to tie that together with some wire. We'll see how that goes. Behold, one leg section. Should be fairly sturdy. May fall apart. As you can see, I've just stuck the wire through it and tightened it up, and it should be good enough for us. So what I'm trying to do here is make sure the end of the spring is sealed up. I'll probably do that to the other end as well, and just twist some wire around. What I've actually done is tie it in a knot first. I'll probably tie in a knot here and then wind around here, and then what I do is I loop it back through here. So I won't be able to show you, but might get a bit of an idea anyway. As long as you've got heaps of winding on, and then you come back and you sort of loop it through and then wind it back on, I don't think it'll come undone. But yeah, we'll seal this end up, and then we'll put the loops on. So as you can see, we're starting to get pretty close to finishing. We've got the arms attached. They seem to be fairly nice and flexible. I opted for 2 wires, one across and then one across the top here, so it hinges quite nicely. They're still, you know, that's not double wire or anything like that, so that should be within the rules, I expect. So I've attached that leg there. This is the body. It's just a centerpiece that I cut out of the front of the car. It's very thick plastic, so I'm assuming it should do quite well. So I've just started drilling this thing for another leg, and we've just got to think about the shins and the feet and the hands, and then we're done. I'm going to remount the head. I don't like the way it sits. Other than that, that's where we're up to. So I now have all the leg sections. I just cut these 2 things out of, so that's that and that pushed into one another, and then what I'm going to do is just wire on the corners, twist them up, and then that will be the lower legs done. We're looking pretty glorious. Okay, rather than going from here through there and the head being tilted like that, what I've done is I have put 2 holes in here and put 2 wires around. Now, in theory, I'm yet to settle on the rules for that, but if you're making a mount, you can use as much wire as you like, but it's just the from head to body, that particular link, that is the one that is either going to be just 1 or just 2 wires thick. Probably from head to neck and neck to body, those will be 2, because they bear all the weight of the rest of the body, and the rest of the joints will be just 1 wire. We don't want them indestructible, we want them to fly apart, but we want them, the teams, to manage them as best they can. Anyway, that's it. So minus the poles being attached, this robot is finished, and I must say I'm fairly happy with it. I mean, he's a bit of a knuckle dragger, as you can see, but that means he'll have more reach. He's short, which is fine, and the counterweights are dealing with him. He's about 6 kilos, which Guy Kit 2.0 was about 5.5. So, oh, and funnily enough, his electronics still work, so that could be kind of amusing until they get smashed to bits. Although, in saying that, I can't really think that cans are going to do much to it, but you never know. But so we're pretty much ready for a fight between our minion and this robot, which needs a name now. So I'm going to put a call out to well, I've only got 1 subscriber at the moment, but I'll put a call out on Facebook and see where that gets us, what sort of names, and I'll choose one from there. Excellent, it's good to have that finished, and this is the leftovers of the car, which is not that much actually. Obviously I'll have to keep the rubbish in a box, and it can be used for future projects. I don't want to have a whole heap though. But oh, the other thing is that because he's big, because he's heavy, any decorations, I've got to decorate him yet, but any decorations that I put on, I'll have to make them lightweight, like this sort of carry-on here. He's definitely going to have a crown of some description anyway. Sweet. Okay, excellent. Right. I'm at the stage where I'm mounting the poles to the robot, and this is the tricky bit. It's not a piece of wood, so I've settled on using large washers on top, and so the screws come down to the bottom and they'll sink into the pole. I did try a piece of wood, but instead of the washers, cheaper of course, but the wood raised the screws up too high and they didn't reach through there. So yeah, now what I'll do is I shall attach the feet to the poles. What I forgot to add was that in order for the feet to go through these wheels, I cut out a section there so the feet would, so the pole would carry through and get the screw stuck in it. Yeah, that was it.